Hey guys! Back with another video, and this week we're talking about the law of attraction, manifesting, kind of telling you our story a little bit, and then you're gonna make a list with us, so get ready.
If you're, interested in learning more about spirituality and, all that stuff,
Positivity.
this might be the right video for you. We're super comfortable just chilling on the couch, so you got comfortable, grab a notebook, grab a pen, and
let's get started.
Yeah. So we didn't realize it at the time, but last summer when we started our spiritual awakening or spiritual journeys, whatever you want to call it, that was like a really transformative time period for us because, I don't know, like if you never heard of having an awakening or anything like that, it's just like you completely look at the world through a different lens, and like you have to question everything that you were that you've like grown to know. It can be challenging to change your whole mindset and everything, but for us it was just like exactly what we needed because we were just both in very more pessimistic mindsets, not very positive, not setting ourselves up for success really with the negativity.
Yeah, we were really negative without knowing that we were that negative.
Yeah.
It all started with TikTok, of course. I feel like so many things are learned on that app. Like,
seriously.
Just connecting with people from all over, realizing that your thoughts are not unique at all. We have a shared consciousness, like we all think very similar things. Anyway, so on TikTok, I started getting video after video last summer about something happening on August 27th, and I didn't know what it meant, but the more videos that I saw, the more I started like questioning things, and I was looking into the law of attraction, which we'll talk about later in the video, but I got my first book about the law of attraction, and I remember the exact date that like I started reading this book, and I just felt like everything clicked and everything made sense. I was just so excited about it. I was so excited to share it with Dallas and my other siblings and family.
When you first start learning about this stuff though, it is very like shocking. Sky was really excited to learn all about it because she was really open-minded to it, but I was just so negative and considered myself like a realist. So like when she would share this stuff with me, I would just like pick it apart and be like, no, like that's not how it works, like, and it kind of like caused a little bit of like tension between me and Sky because she was so excited to learn about this stuff and I was just like, we're not on the same page. Like I don't believe in this stuff at all. I didn't know how I was going to get behind her as she was having her spiritual awakening, but
people thought I was going crazy.
Yeah,
just normal.
Totally normal.
Totally normal. You feel like you're going crazy because you're learning all this stuff, and it's like, oh my god, like the world is so different than I thought it was.
You're completely changing your perspective, your attitude, your behaviors, your like everything
changes.
You just have to question everything that you've known, and it is definitely very like isolating if you're doing it on your own, but luckily over time I just like started to see how powerful changing your mindset to being more positive and just like believing in whatever out there that you want. If someone else has it, you can have it too. And like it took like a lot of evidence, I guess, of seeing how like Sky's life changed to really believe it for myself.
I think one thing we want to say too is that we're not trying to force this opinion or mindset on anyone at all. We're just making this video for people who are interested in learning more about the law of attraction, and yeah, so if you don't think that this video is for you, then you won't offend us by not watching.
Yeah, we've definitely influenced like a lot of different people in our lives to get more into this mindset, and we've just seen how their lives have improved drastically.
It's just so like it's so amazing to see other people see this work for the first time and like believe in it themselves, because I don't know, it's just so exciting. We love when amazing things happen to people around us, so yeah.
And we don't really feel that guilty if like we do kind of encourage people to be in this mindset, because at the end of the day, all we're encouraging is to be more positive and to take your life into your own hands and
have fun.
Yeah, just
be happy.
Just overall be a happier person. And if we can influence people to be more like that and have like a higher quality of life, then that's really all we're trying to do here. But yeah, definitely not trying to like force anyone into anything. Everyone could use a little more positivity.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you haven't heard of the law of attraction, it is one of the laws of the universe. Just like the law of gravity, it's always working, even if you know it or not, even if you believe in it or not, it's always working. Everything and everyone is vibrating at a certain frequency. Like attracts like. So whatever energy and vibration you're putting out there is what you're going to attract back to you. And a lot of people are like, what? Like, that doesn't make sense, because I think really positive things and like then all these negative things keep happening, or like I want a lot of money, stuff like that. But actually what they're focusing on without realizing it is the lack of having that thing more than they're thinking about having that thing. So if you're constantly thinking about the fact that you want something, that means that you don't have it. So you're just going to attract more of not having it into your life.
Or for example, if something like crazy happens to you, get a flat tire or something, you're like, oh, this stuff always happens to me, then that's just the reality you're creating for yourself. If you convince yourself that those things always happen to you, then you're just going to keep attracting situations like that. I had a friend who would kind of like attract a lot of wild situations into her life. She thought were kind of funny, but like she always just would brag about the fact that she just attracted crazy, and what do you know? Crazy situation after crazy situation would happen to her. I'm talking absolutely crazy situations, not just like little things. Like, but it's so true that like if you like whatever you think your reality is, or whatever reality you create for yourself, like that's what you have.
Once you realize that, then you realize that you actually have the power to change that.
Flip the scale.
That's the amazing part. It's all about tipping the scale, becoming more positive and believing that you already have what you want. There's a lot of ways to use the law of attraction, but again, you're using it without consciously knowing it all the time. It does take a lot of work, a lot of rewiring your brain and changing things that you once believed to be true, fit your new reality that you want to live, because at the end of the day, you're the creator of your life. We are only about a year into our spiritual journey. Obviously, we don't know everything there is to know.
And we still struggle. Like,
yes.
There's certain days where we still like have our doubts and get back into like negative thinking and stuff like that, but we just have to snap ourselves out of it and remember how much this mindset has changed our lives and how many people across the world have been completely changed by this positive mindset and creating your own reality. If you wanted to know like more basic information and everything like that, the first book that Sky read that got her into it.
Put it right here. The Last Law of Attraction book that you'll ever need. I thought if I started there, that was like,
I mean, it's the last one you'll ever need. But also the movie The Secret, it's on Netflix.
Yes.
It's a little corny, but it definitely explains really like everything thoroughly. You can get past all the cheesiness of it. That wasn't even for me what really like sold me on the law of attraction and believing in all that stuff. It was like about a year ago in the summer. Sky was really deep in that law of attraction book. I was still super cynical. But she told me to take out my phone and make a list of everything I wanted in my life, no matter how big or how small, how ridiculous it could be, anything.
Anything you wanted.
Absolutely anything. So I just made a ridiculous list. Super embarrassing, but also kind of hilarious. I made this list and then I just kind of forgot about it, and
yeah, that was in August, and then
yeah, probably in like October, November, Sky and I are like, let's go look at that list we made. And no joke, looking back on that list, the only things that came true were the things that like I thought were out of this world, like crazy. Like almost everything on the list came true. I think one of our most powerful law of attraction stories is probably about our apartment. Do you wanna?
Yes. So another thing I learned on TikTok, I was scrolling one night and I saw this TikTok about the 5 by 55 method, which is basically you, for 5 days, you write a sentence or intention, what you want, 55 times. Basically, when we found our dream apartment, we were like, we need to make sure that this place is ours. We know it's ours and we have to have it. We had no idea how it was going to happen. It was very unrealistic.
Our family was pretty much laughing at us. Like,
everyone
there's no
around
way you
us
guys
was
are
like,
gonna.
no. Like, that's not happening.
Yeah. Even we, like, were like, I don't know how we're gonna make this happen, but we know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We saw this apartment. We were just like, that's where we need to live. It's across from the beach, on this like beautiful street with all these cute like restaurants and shops, and we're like, this is a bit of us.
A bit of us.
So we changed our addresses on like Uber Eats, DoorDash, all of, like Amazon, everything to the address of this apartment. We fully convinced ourselves that this is like a guarantee. Like there's no way that we're going to tour this apartment and not signing the lease.
So before we even toured the apartment, that we started this list, the 555 method, our sentence was just like, I love living at, and then the address. Wrote it for 5 days. We went to tour the apartment on the 3rd day of writing this. Fell even more in love with it. Had the best landlord ever. Like,
such a cool person.
Somehow just everything was just going perfectly.
Everything went perfectly. Like,
yeah.
Down to a T. Like, we got here, coolest landlord ever.
And then on the 5th day, we signed the lease, which was just the best day.
Yeah, so on the last day of her writing, I love living at our address. Signed the lease.
The craziest part of all of this ended up being that our address had the number 55 in it, and our apartment number was number 5. I could literally cry right now.
So she was doing the 5 by 55 method, and then on the 5th day of her doing that method, the 5th and last day, we signed the lease at apartment unit number 5, and the address is 55, like blank. Not gonna say our address,
obviously.
So it's just so crazy, 555. So now that's like our favorite number. It's just so crazy how this stuff works.
Another thing that happened like immediately after that was we woke up with an email from our car dealership saying like you can trade your car in, and we felt very unsafe in our last vehicle. We had just been in an accident.
We had a Chevrolet Spark. We'll put a picture. It's the cutest.
It was the cutest car ever.
Cutest little mint green car.
We loved it so much, but it was not safe.
It was not. We got in a fender bender that almost totaled our car, so it was just not safe for us anymore. And
we were like racking our brains trying to think of like how can we return this car. Like we financed it. We didn't really go far.
We're getting rid of this car though. Like we told everyone like we're getting rid of the car. Like we have to we're gonna figure out a way for Chevrolet to take this car back because we don't want it.
Yeah.
And then she gets an email, hey, you can trade in your financed car for one of these models, and one of them happened to be a Chevrolet Bolt, which is an electric vehicle. And this was December 14th, she got this email. And it turns out that Governor Phil Murphy put out an incentive for people to lease or finance electric vehicles in New Jersey. If you signed a lease on an electric vehicle by December 15th, one day after Sky got this email, you'd get a $5,000 check from the government. So we're like, time to go to Chevrolet.
So we went there and fell absolutely in love with this Chevrolet Bolt electric vehicle. It just
drives like a dream.
It's a dream. It literally feels like you're in a spaceship.
Yeah, like a Tesla. It's amazing. Like this couldn't be more perfect for us. It's so much safer. It's bigger. Yes. It's so smooth to drive. I don't know. Just everything about it was better, and it just so happened that if we signed the lease that day, we could get a $5,000 check from the government. These things just happen to us now. They didn't happen to us before, but they happen to us now.
All the time now. This stuff makes us like emotional because like it was just so crazy how it happens.
Yeah.
And looking back, after you write down your list, which we're gonna make a list together today, but once you write down what you want, you're like placing your order with the universe. Mm-hmm. You're writing down everything like it's a shopping cart. Like you want this, you want this, you want to be happier, you want to be healthier. You can be as specific as you want, or as
it's better to be specific.
It's better to be specific because sometimes when you're not specific, you get things that aren't exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
So the more specific, the better.
The things that I asked for, just as you can see, really,
they range.
Yeah, it's a big range, that's for sure. So some of the things on my list: my own non-abusive Christian Grey scenario with a bunch of dollar signs, and mom and dad, that means I just wanted a rich guy to take care of me.
Right.
We went on vacation like 2 weeks after this list was made, and happened to meet a guy, and he was not only a millionaire but a billionaire. And he let us stay at his like
property,
huge property. Like, I'm talking, it's not just a mansion, because there are like 5 different houses on the property that are all mansions. He has like a tennis court, indoor and outdoor tennis court. Sorry, a huge swimming pool, hot tub, pool house.
Movie theater.
You have to take a golf cart like around the property. Like, that's how big it was.
On my list, I have mansion on a lake or by the ocean with a swimming pool and movie theater. And then underneath that, I have outdoor fire pit. So basically, those were things that I wasn't very specific, because all I put were mansion on a lake or by the ocean with a swimming pool and movie theater. That was something that I wanted for myself, but I wasn't specific enough. But anyway, we ended up, you know, a week or 2 after writing this, meeting this guy and staying at his property that was a mansion by the beach, and it had a movie theater, a pool,
a fire
pit that we were at every night.
Yeah. Paying off car. Well, we got to trade in our car, got a brand new car, and are getting a $5,000 check from the government. So, you know, if you write something on your list and it doesn't come true, it just means that there's something better.
Yeah.
And there was something better than paying off the car. We got a new one and $5,000.
Yes.
More tattoos. I haven't gotten any more yet, just because I haven't had any real desire to, but once I do, they're all mine. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I haven't been able to visualize what tattoos I want, so I just haven't gotten any. I got new running shoes, grow my glutes. I've had so much progress in the gym doing that. Cosmetology license. I graduated beauty school. I have my permit. I have to go through a bunch of weird process to get my license, but you know,
in the works.
I wrote down that I wanted a beach house and an unlimited supply of New Jersey bagels and scallion cream cheese, and completely forgot I wrote that down. And then after we had already signed the lease on this apartment, we looked back on my list and noticed that I wrote that I wanted a beach house, and directly under that I wrote that I wanted an unlimited supply of New Jersey bagels. And we literally live a block from the beach, right over a bagel shop now. So
that's just fate. That was like the weirdest thing that she put down, that we were like, how could this possibly come true?
Right. An unlimited supply of New Jersey bagels. And all I have to do is take the elevator down and I can get a bagel with scallion cream cheese. So
everything on this list pretty much has come true for me too.
Yeah.
Another thing I have is getting comfortable in front of the camera, which was just something I never thought would be possible, but I feel a lot more comfortable now
than when we first started our YouTube channel. So much more comfortable.
Yeah. And this is just one manifestation technique. It's not like it's the only thing you can do. This is just one of many techniques. So.
But the reason why this one can be so powerful is because you like write the list, you like acknowledge that those are all things that you really want in your life, and then you just close it and you forget about it, and you go on with your life and you work towards your whatever your goals are, and then you go back to your list and you're just like, wow, like all those things came true. Sometimes when you dwell on things you want so much, like you don't get them because you're just so focused on the fact that you don't already have them. But when you make a list like this and you just pretty much, just like Sky said, you place your order and then you know it's coming to you, so you forget about it. But if you just keep going back to something like, oh, why don't I have it yet? You're just so focused on not having it, you're going to keep attracting not having it into your life. So this is our favorite, probably one of our favorite manifestation methods.
Yeah, definitely.
That we've done.
So that's why we want to make this video, make a list with you guys. So if you are still watching and you're ready to make a list with us and change your life and get all of the things that you want, then let's go make some coffee and then we'll make a list. here is how I make my coffee every day. Take a shaker, fill it with ice. You fill the cup with ice, and then the rest of the ice is in here. And you're just gonna brew your espresso into the shaker. So while it's brewing, you put some cinnamon into the shaker. And then we made some homemade brown sugar syrup because we love the Starbucks version and just had to make it at home, and it's super easy. We pour some of that in with the shaker. Cool. Take it, and then you pour this, and then we use this oat milk. The extra creamy one is so good, and it tastes just like real milk if you like that. And that is how I make my coffee. Now let's go make those lists. Okay. Now it's list time.
So we both have manifestation journals that we just do all of our
you want to
manifesting in.
You want to have a journal that's specific for manifesting and a pen that's specific for manifesting. So before you make your list, you want to tell yourself, anything that I write in this journal with this pen is going to come true. You want to set your intention. Being more intentional and mindful in general is one way to like really ensure that the process is smooth and just goes the way that you want it to.
Also, I know we might sound like crazy, like, oh, these girls think they're like witches or like they're doing magic or something, but we literally are. Like,
there's nothing
you
about
believed
this.
in magic when you were younger,
Yeah.
and the only reason you stopped believing in magic is because you were told it's not real. And if you're told that something's not real at such an impressionable age, then you're gonna start, that's just what you're gonna take through life with you, that like life is black and white and magic doesn't happen and miracles don't happen. But that's just not the case. The universe is so huge and inexplicable. How can anything be black and white? How can you say that our thoughts and our feelings and our energy how can that not create anything, you know? Like, we've seen magic happen these last few months, and if we can just help other people have some magic in their lives, then
that will be magical for us.
Exactly.
So before you write your list, you want to write down things that you're grateful for. So practicing gratitude is just a catalyst for all of your manifestations to come to you. It can feel a little bit unnatural, and it definitely takes practice, but you can feel it in your body when you feel grateful for anything, for literally anything in your life. Just even having this notepad, like even being able to write, knowing how to write, like just being grateful for the smallest of things really helps you like align with your highest self, and therefore like brings your manifestations to you faster. So you start your list with all the things that you're grateful for. Make a list of like 10 things that you're grateful for. After you do that, you'll write down the sentence, I gratefully welcome all positive experiences and outcomes in my life, including, and then you make your list. Then once you have all the things on your list, you'll close out the entry by thanking the universe, and then by saying, it is so, it is mine, it is done. Just affirming to yourself, like, these things are gonna happen.
You place the order. You don't need to think about it anymore.
Also, at the top of my page, I always write gratitude. And I like to put the date also, so I can go back and see what the date is that I wrote this list and how long it takes for the things to come true. It's important to write it in the present tenses if you already have it. We'll put a timer on the screen, so just write your list as we write ours, and then at the end we'll share some of the ones that we that we feel comfortable sharing. Okay, so we just finished writing our lists down, and we're just gonna share a couple of the things on it that we feel comfortable sharing. One thing I put on my list is having an epic summer filled with fun and positivity, meeting more friends and that help us feel understood and that put in as much as we put in with them. Feeling happy and confident in my body, which I already do, but you know, everyone has those days. Being able to help others and improve their lives, which hopefully we are doing. Becoming aligned with my highest self. Staying strong even if others doubt me, which is a big one because it's hard not to doubt someone when I guess you don't really understand. Having a morning routine that I love and can stick to. So for a while there, I was getting up every day, doing yoga, meditating, journaling, and you know, sometimes you just get a little bit busier with other things, like other obligations and stuff, and then your morning routine gets, you know, a little messed up. But I am ready to get back on track because I know all of those things really bring me so much happiness and peace. Okay, down.
Having success on YouTube. Gaining 10 pounds of muscle, making more friends in our area, having access to whatever I need in the gym.
Perfect.
Having the best summer ever, having enough money to support my family, finding out a way to overcome body dysmorphia, helping other people live their best lives just like us, having totally clear skin, which I'm on the way. That's all the ones I'm comfortable sharing, I guess.
So there you have it. Those are our lists. We hope that you made a list today too with us, and hopefully your manifestations start coming true very soon. They will. We know they will.
Ours are and yours are.
We're in this together. Thanks so much for watching, and we hope to see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.